It's that time of the year again, when for 48 minutes or hey, maybe even more, nothing else matters but pride. Todo ang girian, mahigpit ang bantayan, intense ang labanan. It's Manila Clasico. But of course, there's an added layer to the storied rivalry. It will be a PBA bubble edition. No fans, a smaller venue, and different circumstances. But for sure, the desire to compete and win will still be there. And besides, mas espesyal ito dahil baka ito lang ang nag-iisang Manila Clasico ngayong taon. So that's already added motivation. Both the Barangay Ginebra Gin Kings and the Magnolia Hotshots have had impressive starts in the PBA bubble. And if there's one game that they really want to make some headway, it's this. LA Tenorio versus Paul Lee, Scotty Thompson versus Gio Halalon, Stanley Pringle versus Chris Banchero, Japet Aguilar versus Ian Sangalang, Tin Cone versus Chito Victorero. Marami ang nag-aabang buong taon, and now, Manila Clasico is finally upon us. That's the headline on tonight's Sports Page.
The hottest headlines.
The integral issue.
Who will join the pantheon of the great?
What's the outlook of the future of sports?
The game changers.
The history makers.
Stories that make sports eternally compelling.
Open the Sports Page.
You know, when we have a guest lineup that is so delicious, so potent, and so loaded, we decide that it becomes 2 episodes of your sports page. And thus, the Manila Clasico episode has been divided into 2. We still have Dean Quinito Henson with us to ask the questions of our guests. 3 from Magnolia, Ian Sangalang, Jackson Corpuz, and Rafi Reavis, and also 3 from Ginebra, Joe Devance, Prince Caperal, who's playing so well of late, and the veteran L.A. Tenorio. You and I have been together since our NBA days, and it's a thrill to be covering you still up to this day. What's the secret, Rafi?
I don't know. I guess it's just trying to stay stress-free. Stress-free, try to sleep as much as I can, eat right, try not to gain weight. Yeah, and I mean, try to stay in shape.
I'll tell you what.
What?
Rafi, as long as I've known Rafi he is the absolute best in taking care of his body. I mean, I've never seen anybody take care of their body as much as Rafi. I mean, LA too, but Rafi's been doing it for a long time. He's somebody that I really do look up to in terms of that.
Okay, let me ask the two of you. Does this game still excite you? You played for both franchises. Does this game still create that anticipation, that excitement? Start with you, Rafi.
Oh yeah, always. You know, it brings back so many memories, and then you know, the rivalries has always been so big, and we're all friends. At the end of the day, we're all friends, you know, off the court. But you know, once we step on that court, you know, we're trying to go at each other, and it's fun. You know, and Joe and I sometimes, you know, we'll go back and forth, you know, and some of their guys are getting the best of me. I can hear Joe on the bench, you know, he's, you know, saying certain things to me, and actually that fuel also gets a little more energy.
We'll really hear it now because there are no people in the bubble. We'll go a lot.
Right. And even
now, you know what? I'm gonna be quiet this time.
I doubt it.
A question for Rafi.
Go.
Rafi, someone told me that the secret of your longevity is your love life. I understand some people tell me that you're called lover boy. Is that true? Is that true?
That's a great question.
It's my love for God.
All right. Okay.
Oh man, come on, Raph. Ain't nobody want to hear that, man. Oh my God.
Going back to the game, you guys will see how Joe is during timeout. I was looking down there. You know, those are things that fans don't notice. But now, I mean, if you guys pay attention to I'm putting that out there, then, you know, you'll see.
I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to be quiet.
It's fun, though. It's a fun game.
Yeah.
I'm sure you won't be quiet.
It's hard for me to be quiet, actually.
Okay. Dean Quinito, your chance now to ask more questions of our guests as we prepare for the Clasico.
Ian, home province mo Pampanga. So at home ka, no, sa Clark Bubble. Ano mga pinagagawa mo, no? Kung meron kang downtime, hindi kayo nagpa-practice, wala kayong game. Balita ko si Ginebra coach Tim Cone, madalas na mag-swimming. Ikaw naman, anong ginagawa mo, no, kung meron kang extra time for your leisure? Alam ko malaki lang itong Mimosa Leisure Estate, 200 hectares. Pero I think only about 1,200 hectares are available for access to the PBA players. So ano mga ginagawa mo sa leisure time mo, Ian?
Seriously, yung ginagawa ko, lagi lang ako nasa kwarto.
Kumakain. Ano?
Tutulog
minsan,
ka lang.
minsan nanggugulo din ako sa mga kabilang kwarto kasi minsan wala ka na rin talagang magawa eh. Dahil ng pagod ng practice, minsan nakahiga ka na lang. Or minsan pag may free time sa taas, kakain doon. Kasama yung mga ibang players, kwentuhan. So, sobrang short lang talaga ng time na sa mga ibang dito. Parang meron ka lang 1 hour to stay. Then, balik ka na sa kwarto mo. Ayun, kaya mas madalas nasa kwarto ako.
Wala ka bang tinitinda sa kwarto mo? Balita ko, si Bobelga may tinitinda. Sinisino pa dyan na may mga sari-sari store sa kanilang mga kwarto.
Madami silang may sari-sari store eh.
Ganon!
yung sa akin puro padala lang every Friday mga pagkain lang galing sa misis ko. Mga ganun lang. Kasi pag madami rin tayong pagkain sa kwarto, hindi rin natin maiwasan hindi kainin eh. So,
balita ko kay Bobelga.
Ano mga binabenta doon sa iba-ibang mga kwarto?
Ayun, si Bobelga may tindahan dyan eh.
Next baka bukas mamimili ako sa ibang kwarto, mag-iikot ako.
Okay, ako naman magtatanong bago si Dean. LA, kamusta ka? How are you? Kamusta ang pagbabalik mo? Sabi mo unti-unti ka na. But the injury itself, kamusta ka?
Well, it's my actually it's my 3rd week exactly today. So supposedly today pa lang ako dapat gagalaw. Na-manage naman ng PT namin dito. They're really trying their best to para matuyo kagad yung wound. I've been practicing full practice for 2 days now. So it's it's good. Yun nga lang kulang pa rin talaga ng game shape. Medyo yung second wind medyo matagal makukuha yun kasi medyo talaga mahirap yung nangyari sa akin.
Jack, ano na mga napupulot mong leksyon galing kay Coach Chito? Alam ko malawak ang experience ni Coach Chito at saka ang tawag sa kanya, he's a player's coach. Marunong siyang makisama, marunong siyang magturo. Ano mga napulot mo sa kanya na hindi mo napulot sa ibang mga coaches mo dati?
Sa akin po kasi hindi naman niya po ako pinipressure na gawin yung ganito, gawin yung ganyan. So parang sabi lang niya kasi lagi sa akin, basta bigay ko lang daw yung 100% na laro ko, tsaka i-relax ko lang daw yung utak ko, wag daw akong mag-isip ng kung ano-ano. Basta kung ano yung tingin ko daw na makakatulong sa team, yun lang daw gawin ko.
Okay, hang on guys. When we return, we'll talk more about the Manila Clasico here on Sports Page. Don't go too far away, please. For tonight's That's What They Said, we asked the fans, who has impressed you in the first few games of the PBA bubble? For Hel Balite, Ray Parks Jr., he's shooting the ball well and he's providing big impacts at TNT. If he continues to produce decent numbers, they will contend for sure sa finals. And we have Renz Sumugat, si Prince Caperal. Mula nung nawala si Greg sa team, siya na yung pumapatay sa kalaban. Siya yung pamatay sa kalaban at nag-improve na ang shooting niya. Wow! Reynaldo Hayayhay, RR Pugoy, Cebuano Hotshot 2.0. At nandyan din si Estrada, Mark Angelo, Matthew Wright, solid yung laro niya. Yan po ang inyong mga sinabi.
Ito, Manila Clasico. Paligay ko, gigil ka din. Sinabi mo kanina na nung wala ka sa Magnolia, palagi mo napapanood itong Manila Clasico. Ngayon, maglalaro ko na sa isang Manila Clasico. I'm sure ibubuhos mo lahat para ipakita sa Ginebra kung anong galing ng Magnolia.
Siguro bibigay ko lang yung 110% ko para makatulong sa team namin. Bibigay ko yung effort ko. So, ayun, malamang magbabanggaan kami niyan ni Prince.
Palagay ko nga yun din yung gusto kong itanong sa iyo, no? Si Prince ba sa matchup ninyo hindi makakascore ng mas marami ng 10 points? Sa laro?
Basta po, bibigay ko po yung best ko. Bibigay yung best ko na para hindi siya maka-score.
Yun.
Dati pa lang po kasi, doon nga nagkasama nga po kami sa Kiyas. So, ayun, doon pa sa practice nagbabangga kami. So, after naman ng practice, pinapakain ako ni Prince.
Okay. Swerte mo. My turn to ask a question. Joe, the secret of being with Ginebra, sometimes when you're behind, is that the crowd helps you to get back into the ballgame. What if on the day of the Clasico, and this could be the only Clasico we have, and you fall behind and there's no crowd? Where do you draw your strength from if you fall behind, let's say, going into the fourth quarter?
I think, I know that we will fall on each other. That's as much as we depend on our six-man, the NSD fans and stuff like that. Something like this is being in the bubble is going to truly test our character. And I think we have enough character to be able to battle from behind against Pure Foods. Hopefully we don't have to. You know what I mean? But I'm sure we will. Again, we understand how good this Pure Foods team is. So, we're really going to lean on each other and be battle ready and have each other's back for this.
Okay, now my turn to ask Rafi. Rafi, your team's fans cannot be underestimated as well. They're some of the loudest, most loyal, most vociferous in the league, and they can be passionate on social media as well. What if you fall behind and there's no crowd to cheer you on? What's your strength? Where do you draw it from?
Our bench. Right now, our bench is our sixth man. So, we gave the community a little taste of that from our last game. You can see how crazy and rowdy and noisy we can be. Even sometimes the referees, they're paying more attention to our bench than the game, telling us to sit down. So, we can get out of control a bit, but it's all fun. If we're not in the game, we still have a job to do. And that's what I always tell the guys, just because we're not on the court, that doesn't mean we don't have a role. We're not playing a role. So that's our role, is to cheer the guys on. And whether it's a turnover or something positive they do, we're still going to encourage the guys and cheer them on. So it will be the guys on the bench. We're going to take the reins from our fans and bring that to the game.
Okay, para kay LA naman ito. LA, si Paul Lee ng Magnolia has been on fire. Sa 2 games niya, ang average niya 18.5 points. At saka yung last game ng Magnolia, siya yung nakatira ng 4-point play to actually win the game over NLEX, no? Sa tingin mo, among the Ginebra players, sino kaya ang gagamitin ni Coach Tim para bantayan si Paul Lee? Aljon Mariano has been a tough defensive presence para sa inyo, both in the backcourt and even in the number 3 spot. Sa tingin mo, si Aljon ba ang tatao kay Paul Lee in that matchup, or could it be somebody else?
First and foremost, it depends on the game plan na gagawin namin against Pure Foods, no. Pero most likely, makikita natin yung matchup ni Paul Lee against AJ kay Aljon Mariano, definitely. To be fair naman kay Aljon, it's hard also to guard Paul Lee, di ba, for the whole game. He really prepared really well for this bubble. Kita naman natin, di ba? Maybe Joe can guard Paul. Maybe Joe.
Oh, I love this.
Let's see.
Okay.
Why are you guys laughing?
I have a question here. We've been so concerned about the hairdo of Jack Corpuz. We failed to ask Joe Devance. Joe, how is the hair maintenance without a salon there in the Clark bubble?
Oh, man. To be honest, I was talking to Stan last night, and I was like, man, I might just grow my hair out, just look rough. I don't know if you guys could tell, but I've been growing this out for a long time already. And it's looking real. See, look at my sideburns. See, it's real rough right now, you know. But Stan can cut hair. So I looked at my YouTube channel last night, and then my hair is getting really rough right here. So I don't know. I might not last. I might need to get a haircut. So we'll see.
Okay, if you put your trust in Stan for that one.
We'll have more when your sports page returns.
Jack, Stanley Pringle ng Ginebra. Ito, isang matinding gwardya, nakaka-score wherever sa court, no? Sino naman sa tingin mo ang babantay kay Stanley Pringle from the Magnolia side? Marami kasi pwedeng pagpilian eh. Pwede si Rom de la Rosa. Malaki siya. Pwede siyang dumapensa against someone like Stanley Pringle, known for his defense. Pwede rin siguro si Banchero. Mabilis. Maliksi. Sa tingin mo, anong klaseng matchup ang na-anticipate mo against Stanley Pringle?
Yun nga po, na parang depende rin po kasi sa game plan din po ng mga coaches. So, ayun, hindi ko rin po masabi kung pwede rin si Rome. Si Rome pwede talaga. So, kahit wing hanggang bigs, pwedeng bantayan din ni Rome. Siguro, pwede rin si Banchero. Pero lahat naman po ng mga point hanggang wing namin pwedeng bumantay kay Stanley. So, abangan na lang po namin siguro kung ano yung game plan po talaga ng mga coaches.
Here's a question for everybody. How does Chris Banchero stay fresh coming down from 22 points down and still look so fresh as a daisy at the end of that game against NLEX? Magnolia guys, how does Banchero do it?
He's in incredible shape. I mean, he works very hard to this is probably the most fit I've ever seen Chris, to be honest. So he's very serious about his health now, and not that he wasn't serious before, but now I get a chance to talk to him about diet and workout and stuff like that, and I can see it. So this is the best I've ever seen him as far as being fit.
Okay, let's ask Prince. Prince, kamusta ang coaching na nakukuha mo galing kay Coach Tim o kay Coach Richard?
Oh yeah, si Coach Tim, marami siya ng tips na binibigay na rin sa akin, katulad nung before ng game nung last game ng Blackwater game, meron siyang tip na binigay sa akin na ginamit ko naman. Also Coach Richard, yung kung anong gagawin ko on the court. Even kahit si Coach Kirk, yung isang assistant coach namin, sa kanya, kasi most of the time, siya yung, nung quarantine, siya yung kasama ko.
Balita ko kapitbahay mo yan.
Same condo kasi kami, oo. So, doon ako nag-workout sa kanya. Tapos yun, ang dami niya talagang mga binibigay na payo sa akin. Almost everyday, magkasama kami doon. So, ayun, yun nga, lumalabas naman sa game and sana magtuloy-tuloy. Kaya,
okay, Nito, now the final question.
Okay, for JDV, if you were to put together a Dean's list for this game, for this Manila Clasico, what would you put as the important elements that Ginebra must do to win this game?
I would say handling the pressure would be one. Handling the ball screen would be two. And rebounds would be three, for sure. Yeah.
He's just like you. Just three, Kinito.
That's all I got.
Iyan naman.
Una i-stop namin si Joe.
Nako!
Ian knows.
Siguro, para sa akin, yung number one, yung defense namin, yung lalong-lalo na sa mga guards namin, yung pressure namin. Number two, yung rebound. And then siguro yung number three namin, yung focus kami sa game.
Okay. Kinito, we'd like to hear your inputs for this game. What do you think this game? 3 points, Kinito, as we bring this to a close.
Okay, well, hindi ko na pag-isipan ito, no? Pero ako, ang feeling ko dito is that it will be very defense-oriented. Because pareho silang matitinding dumapensa. And I also saw that in the last 4 games that Ginebra and Magnolia played dun sa last season, puro depensa ang nilaro nila, no? Imagine holding Magnolia down to 75 points a game in those 4 wins ng Ginebra, no? So I think the team that is able to impose its defensive style early is going to win this game. For me, that means Magnolia doing pressure, speeding up the game, because if they can get those turnovers, their attack dogs are going to be on the prowl. Then they can hit their easy baskets. I think the key for Magnolia is not to allow Ginebra to set up in the half court defensively, because they're tough. They're tough defensively in the half court. So if they can do early offense, Magnolia, then they'll have an advantage. But I'm sure Ginebra has also that in mind. So they're going to be prepared to break that press. It's going to be very defense-oriented. It's going to be very exciting.
Thank you very much, Din Kinito. And we'd like to thank our guests here today from Magnolia, Ian Sangalang, Jackson Corpuz, and Rafi Reavis. Thank you very much. Please stay safe there inside the bubble, the 3 of you, as well as the 3 from Ginebra. Joe Devance, I hope you get your nice hairstyling soon, Joe. Wherever.
Thank you.
Okay.
Let me credit.
Prince Caperal, we wish him well. We love to see you play, and
Thank you.
what's happening sa'yo.
Thank you.
Anong nangyayari sa'yo. And LA Tenorio, we can't wait until you're full steam again, ready to roll again at your full strength. So, ingat kayong lahat dyan. Manila Clasico, Bubble Clasico, Clark Clasico, kahit ano pang Clasico ang itawag natin dyan, isang bagay ang pagkakasunduan nating lahat. It will be another memorable meeting between the Barangay Ginebra Gin Kings and the Magnolia Hotshots in this continuing rivalry. The game hasn't even started yet, and it's already historic with the setting, the situation, the storylines na nadinig natin sa ating mga bisita over these episodes. It's a little sad na walang fans sa ating venue, pero sigurado marami pa rin ang tututok sa inyo. Yung iba makakapasok as virtual fans. At gaya nga ng sabi ng ating mga bisita sa gabing to, they will all go all out para maging isa na namang interesting chapter itong klasiko na ito. Itong bakbakan na ito just gets better and better with the passage of time. In behalf of the Dean Kinito Henson and all our guests here on this special editions of Sports Page, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.